Okay, hello people. So this is my second time doing this. If it's reconnecting, the internet connection is poor, so it might reconnect a couple of times. But I want to talk about the North Sentinelese tribe, which is not their real name, but because people barely have contact with them, nobody knows their real name. And most of you know by now that a missionary was killed after illegally trespassing, illegally going on to their lands to preach Christianity and to say Jesus loved them. But the problem with that is that that wasn't his first attempt to get on that tribe. I mean, get on those lands. This missionary has made multiple attempts after he was told no, 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 no several times, and he still makes no, 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 no several times, and he still makes several attempts to go on this land. But I want to talk about why they are dangerous for a reason. And I want to talk about another tribe called the Jarawa Tribe. 35,000 years. I'm going to show the mini documentary, and it's not going to turn out perfect because I'm using my phone right now. I don't have the technology to make it look too perfect. And so for that reason, I'm going to stick the little documentary. It's like 16 minutes. I'm going to stick it in the description box too, or the comment section, so you can watch it for yourself to get a better quality. But I just want to kind of introduce it to you. And so the reason why I say I understand why the North Sentinelese tribe is dangerous, number one, because I think they tried to be friendly in the past and they tried to warm up to foreigners, but some of their people have come up missing, and their people have gotten sick from trying to integrate with a different world, and a lot of their people have become ill and died. And so they are very wise people, even though people feel like they live very primitive. They are very wise. And you know why? It's the same thing I said about these Sibyls, okay? I mean, they're different than the Sibyls were, but like I said, these people are the closest to pure consciousness because they're not involved in the world like that. These people don't even need money to survive. They don't need money. They don't have schools. See, they don't have all this stuff. They don't have all of this. And guess what? When you don't need all of those things, then you don't leave room for the ego to take over, right? A lot of the things think we need is because of our ego, is because of what we learned from childhood and how we grew up in this world. But those people, the things that we think we need, those people don't need money. Those people don't have schools. I don't know how they brush their teeth, but their teeth look white. I saw a picture of one guy smiling. His teeth is white, just as white as people who use toothpaste over in the United States. So what are they doing? You see what I'm saying? Because they are close to pure consciousness. But okay, let me get off that. I just want to talk about why they survive so long, because they're not warped. Their minds are not warped like a lot of ours are. And the Jarawa tribe, who's different from the Sentinel, they are at risk of being displaced. Why? Because they are not as forceful. They are not. They are more welcoming. Let me say, they are more welcoming to foreigners and tourists than the North Sentinelese people, right? And for that reason, these tourists are giving them money. These people are giving them money so the Jarawa people can go into a different type of civilization and go shopping. But the people, the Jarawa people still prefer their way of living over, the other outside world, okay? But the problem is that now they're at risk of losing their lands. They're at risk of being displaced. What makes it worse is that the officials, the governments are not listening to what the Jarawa people, who are different from the Sentinelese, they're not listening to what these people have to say. The Indian officials, they're not listening to the wishes of the Jarawa people for the tourists not to move in. The Jarawa people fear that these tourists are going to take over their lands and make it middle class, and they're going to take over their lands and just completely displace them after they don't been in that area for over 30,000 years. And this is why the Sentinelese are not so welcoming, to the point of even killing people who try to cross their will. And you will see why in this little mini documentary. That's what I'm going to call it, a mini documentary. So bear with me. It's not going to look perfect, but I'm going to stick the link in either the description box or the comment section for you to see for yourself. Okay, hold on just a second. Okay.
Bienvenue à tous. Welcome to Reporters here on France 24. I'm Mark Owen. In this edition, a way of life unchanged in thousands of years is now under increasing threat. The Jarawa people are said to be among the first to have migrated from Africa thousands of years ago as part of the early evolution of our planet and our population. Their way of life is protected by law. They live in a vast zone, its perimeter guarded by the military for the conservation of their way of life. More and more, the outside world is getting in. Poachers stealing the wild boar the Jarawas hunt for their food. Criminals selling this as bushmeat at illegal markets. The overall effect on the Jarawas could mean their extinction. There are only just over 400 of them left. Our reports from India. The Jarawas want to have self-rule over their land to preserve their traditions. The Indian government seems more concerned with developing tourism and the risks. Well, it could turn the Jarawas' lifestyle into a human zoo. Alex Garant says this.
Meeting the Jarawa is not a task for the faint-hearted. They live on one of the largest islands of the Andaman archipelago off the coast of India. There are no more than 420 of them. Reaching them means trekking 115 kilometers across their reserve. After walking for several days, we finally made contact. For 35,000 years, the Jarawa had no contact at all with the outside world.
Let's see who shoot first.
Recent studies indicate they were amongst the first peoples to have migrated from Africa to the rest of the world.
I'm going to try again. This time it'll really go far.
In theory, the Jarawa Reserve is protected by the Indian Army and access is prohibited. But since 2012, contact with Indians living on the other side of the island has increased. Now, tourists and poachers are threatening their fragile way of life. More than once, tribesmen have travelled to meet with the authorities, but their complaints have been ignored. That is why we decided to break the ban and meet them to hear their side of the story.
We lead a peaceful existence in the forest, and we're happy. We have everything we need here. The trees bear a lot of fruit. The flowers are magnificent.
Here, everything is beautiful and peaceful. We like sharing everything. We are all together. And we only hunt what we need.
But before, there were no strangers here. Today, they're getting closer and closer to us.
The Jarawa are pygmies and hunter-gatherers. Their way of life has hardly changed since the Stone Age. The change has come quickly, and they now have tools, torches, and kitchenware. and they have started wearing clothes. Most of their possessions were given to them by the park rangers. Rangers who were created by the Indian government to protect the Jarawa from the outside world. Since then, however, their way of life has been changed forever. Before, there were no metal pots. There were no metal dishes.
Sometimes you have to walk at night, but it's too dark. In the past, we used to make candles from beeswax, but today we have torches. Indians give them to us. They provide more light and save us from darkness.
Today was off day. Things have changed. Today, we can walk at night. In the early hours of the morning, the men go hunting. But there's a constant fear of running into outsiders. In spite of the rangers' patrols, dozens of armed poachers hunt with impunity on their land.
There are armed poachers who shoot at us. They steal from us. They try to scare us.
They want to buy wild pigs from us. They set traps to catch them. They kill our pigs. Sometimes they even give us a little money or clothes. That's how they steal our game.
Before, we only ate pigs, but now there are hardly any left. We were forced to hunt deer for food.
We don't know what to do anymore.
We sit down and think about all that.
We think about it all the time.
After the wild pigs, it's deer. Their numbers have decreased dramatically since the poachers forced the Jarawa to hunt for them. Wild game is being sold illegally on the Indian market. But the Jarawa have even worse things to tell us.
They're offering us tobacco. They want to show us how to chew it. It's not good for us. They give us alcohol. We don't want that either. But they still try and make us drink it. We don't want any, it's bad. But they try and influence us. It's like that in your world.
The Jarawa have been given a tiny glimpse of our world, but the increasing number of tourists is starting to make them feel like exhibits in a zoo. An Indian policeman is filming for a tourist next to a road that crosses the Jarawa Reserve. None of the tourists on the Andaman Islands wants to talk about these photo safaris, except for one guy who wishes to remain anonymous.
70 to 80% of Indian tourists who arrive in Andamans, in their package, like it's always there, like, just to have a look, like all these Jarawas are, like. And that became actually a commercial business for all these travel agents imported. And people are taking in photographs, and they are selling their CDs, like, naked ladies dancing. It's, I feel like it's actually sort of an exploitation, like these.
Escorted by the Indian Army, dozens of vehicles cross the reserve 4 times a day. Inside are tourists who have paid to take pictures of the Jarawa. Those videos have been uploaded online. Nobody had ever asked the Jarawa what they thought, and we did. Takuru, one of the hunters, is the clan's spokesman. With tourism, money came into their lives.
Over there, they give us money to go shopping. We buy cakes for the kids. We buy food. Sugar, for example. If we don't have money, it's not a problem. But in the shop, if we don't have money, we can't buy cakes. If you don't have money, you can't get anything. We don't like going on the road. It's very bad. We don't like going there.
With the Indian government focusing on developing the archipelago, the plight of the Jarawa seems to come a distant second to other concerns. Especially now the Andaman Islands have become the most popular destination for India's new middle class. The ruling nationalist BJP party is denying the Jarawa the right to self-determination, something the Jarawa say is unacceptable.
We don't like the outside world. We don't want to have any contact or be too close to the world. We want to stay the way we are. Your world is bad for us. We don't like it. There are too many people. There's too much noise and peace. Your world smells bad. We're at home here. This is where we want to live. Here we can find everything we need. In the evenings we're together. We sit down. We build a bonfire. We're happy together. We have no worries.
Despite repeated requests, no Indian official was willing to enter. Included in the vision of the Indian agency responsible for the Jarawa is to discharge its duties and responsibilities on behalf of India and the world to the unique heritage by conserving the ecology and environment to enable the indigenous people to live as per their own genius. But the temptation to force the Jarawa from their unspoiled beaches to build hotels might prove too strong, whatever the declarations of goodwill the Indian authorities may have made. And with no clear policy or seeming will to protect them, how soon will it be before the world's oldest peoples simply disappear forever?
Our reporter Alexander Rance joins us here. Alexander, thank you so much.
Okay, guys, that is it for that. But listening to this opened my eyes on how it can be evil, the love of money, how that can become so evil, which I already knew, but you saw that these people don't have a right to self-determination because of greed. They're ready to get rid of people who have not been contacted for 35,000 years and did not need money to survive. They did not need money to survive. A lot of these, and they survive, they live. And you see no sickness, no nothing. But now these foreigners want to come in, they want to take over the area, they want to make it a tourist attraction for middle-class people and completely disregard their wishes after they have been, just no respect for this tribe at all, no respect for these people, okay? And this is why I'm going to end with saying that it's understandable now, even though it could be ruthless, it's understandable why now that the North Sentinelese tribe, which I said is not their real name, but that's just what they're called, it's understandable now why they are so dangerous. Okay, these Jarawa people were welcoming. Okay, and now they are at risk for being displaced and even killed and wiped out of history, because you know how people like to do. They like to replace your image. Um, Quiet as it's kept, a lot of these deities in this Hindu tradition, they were once, not only were they Black, now I don't want to call them just African, because Africa is something, is a new term, but those were Black and whitewashed, and not only that, they were female, Black female, turned into male, and then whitewashed in this Hindu tradition. Okay. And so with that being said, yeah, you guys let me know what you think.